Like a Leprechaun here again, guys. And today we are on section 3, video 3 of the mountains. So this is where we have, as you can see there, from the peaks, 5 peaks together. And I have to say now, this section, it took a bit to think of because I was continuing this real, we'd say, as I explained in the last video, that jagged sharp rock. So so we're going to get going, but before we do, as always, guys, I want to thank you for the subscriptions, the positive comments, nice suggestions, and your own personal thoughts on a few things, and that's what I love. I love the interaction that we have, and that's what it's all about. So again, thanks, and very much appreciated. So let's get going, and here we are. We'll go drawing a little closer now. So again, guys, as the last section ended right here, we'd say, at this jagged rock, and the mountain was exactly the first 2 peaks up there. So we'll come up to that area there in a minute with the hawks and the few little bits and pieces I put in. So I just want to talk a little bit more about this because it was a clean cut. I couldn't join it together, or we would end up with 9 plates deep on the bottom, and that's just impossible to carry. Even as it is now, carrying it is quite difficult. So as I said, we're going to have an exciting journey from the house to the shed. Not that it's far, but yeah, I have to watch every step. So we had to continue this up here, and I wanted to kind of continue that jagged rock look from here up. We had to kind of make it look like it's continuing for a certain part of it, and as I said in the last video, guys, this is all about bringing in a few different techniques in building, so again, like that, I just wanted to bring it up. We have some greens and flowers for a bit of colour, and as you see here, it's normal rock it integrates with, but then we continue the sharpness up here with these plates, and we just bring in a bit of colour just to take that, because there's loads of dark grey and light grey, and then we would put in a few of the prickly bushes here. And as we draw around then, guys, that path continues up. Okay, and we have plenty of flowers, and then we have a few more prickly bushes. Now that little section here is just a little bit unfinished because I will be connecting 1 or 2 plates to section 4, and that's where the waterfall comes in, as you can see there from the start of the video. So that was kind of the main drive for something different, is stumble upon just the different type of rock techniques that are there, and then, as you said, we have sharp techniques sharp and jagged rock, and as we come up, then we come up to that peak. And then here, guys, I wanted to bring a bit of green in, as you can see. So I just call these they're like a large shamrock or a meadow leaf or whatever, and then we just use something different here, where we just catch normal 1x2 slopes and lie them on their sides. And again, nothing new, I've seen people do it, so I just said I'd see what it would look like if I put it in just at the end of the green area, like a continuing path. So again, starting all the way up here and around, over and along here then, and then we're coming down here, and a bit more jagged rock, as you can see, and in here then obviously is going to be section 4. So just backtracking up a small bit, there's your slopes on the side. Alright, we have our jagged rock there, and this leads then to the path in here to the Winnie the Pooh area. Now that can lock tight a bit more because I do clip it in. It's just a little loose. Sometimes when you're doing the Lego mountains, like the slopes can be a little unpredictable, where they can bend in a little bit and push the bottom out. So we'll be locking that in later. And again, guys, I said I'll kind of add a bit more to this path to make it a bit more staggered and a bit more up and down, as opposed to being smooth. So here then we have this section, and as we're going up here, we have a caveman and a cave woman and a little hollow. Now, guys, this wasn't an original idea. I wanted to put a hole in the mountain, that's fine, and I have 2 of them with something else in the 4th section. But basically here, you're on YouTube, and I follow, or shall I say I'm subscribed to a few channels, and there's a great German builder. There's two of them actually that I follow, and you should have a look at their channels. They speak in German, but still you can run the subtitles. And the guy that I got this idea, he has a mountain, and he's got a bigger archway than that one now, and he's got a caveman and a cave woman in it. And his channel is called Stein of Stein, or if I pronounced that, I have no idea if it's right. So I shout out to him because I just saw that and I thought, Jesus, I'd love to put that into mine, you know. So I did, and I took that idea from him. That's not mine, but I wanted to bring in again different elements here, like seeing as there's a lot of mountain work. So I just didn't want to have a plane all the way up with nothing, you know. So you just think of these ideas, and then we've come up here again to two more of the eagles, you know. So that blend across the top, it's like that they're coming around the corner here, and they're just flying fast across the mountains, you know. And I wanted to give an effect with those birds because they look like, it depends on how you place them. The way I have them at the side, it looks like they're actually flying, all of them in unison. Don't get me wrong, you can catch them and you can put them horizontally, and it looks like they're kind of flying around, hovering, looking obviously at prey at the ground because they've great eyes. So I didn't want that. I just wanted something where they're all kind of flying in unison like birds do. And then we're coming up to the peaks here, guys, and again, these were a lot rougher than what they are now. But again, my girlfriend ordered some lovely white tall slopes from Bricklink, and they came there a few days ago, so I just wanted to kind of put an extra bit of height on those, you know, and I didn't want to have them going completely at a slope. I wanted one slightly throwing it out, you know. So that's that fourth one down there. So that's I don't know what I'm going to call it, 5 peak mountain or 6 peak, because up here at the actual, the real large one with the climbers on it, you know. So yeah, guys, that's literally it wrapped up in a nutshell there, as in section 3. But what I did say in the last video is that I'll actually do a quick show of what's behind and how it's built, you know, on the Duplo blocks. So I'll get to that there now, right now. Now, guys, here we are at the back of this, and as you can see, it's a holy mess. And there's just everything everywhere regarding the underneath of it, but that's the beauty about it, isn't it? You have to use all these different colour bricks, and the Duplo is perfect for it. And I was out of 2x4 block, so I ended up using 2x6 just for the top of the Duplo block. So, and it's fine because the length will always fit in what I need anyway here, you know. So, like, as you can see now, it's very dark under there, guys, but this is the whole layout, and you just layer on top of layer as you're building and you're going along. In my case, I'm always kind of moving forward, and I get into a mode when I'm building, and you see one flat piece going down on top of another, and then one brick on top of another. And as I said, I just get into a flow, and, you know, white and spare different colour bricks, pink and all that, that'll stabilise it. They all fit in there, and the finished product is always going to be looked at from the front. And I never show you the background of most of what I do. And I did say it a while back that I actually will go behind the back cave, and that's just an obliteration of colour and mess, you know. So yeah, just to show you how I do it, you know. So always the front is the presentation, and of course the back is just a holy mess. So you do whatever works. That's just where the cavemen are there. I just put a bit of green, dark green, inverted slopes, I was going to blacken it up at the back, and I said I want it to be dark enough inside in the actual shed. So you can see as well there, guys, how I do the burps. If I come to the side, that whole thing stabilizes itself. I didn't actually have to run Duplo up at all to the top of this. And as I said, the burps come back, we'd say they're 4 wide, so you literally come back 2 and up and 2 and up, and you can see that slope. Now, if you were to do that without putting any slopes on the front of them, then they'd fall apart. The whole idea of the sloping in the front, it locks them in. It keeps them facing that way. Like, you know, when you lock in everything, it's always, as you're going up, it always locks the burp forward, so you'll never. Now, if you were going any higher with this, guys, I mean, it would be getting unstable, so I would have to bring maybe some kind of a support halfway up at least. I probably still could. I mean, you could put underneath the Duplo one there, you can bring it, underneath the cave, you could actually just run a Duplo 2x2 square up, and it would stabilize it. But what I do plan on doing once I get into the shed is, we'd say, locking the back of that with locking into this. All you need is maybe 2 blocks and it'll actually hold it stable, so it'll be as one. And you want something simple. If you ever had to move it again, you could just unbrick it basically and walk it out, So yeah, and again here, this piece here is connected now to the section 4, and I wouldn't normally just put grey slopes like this. When I lock it in, I'll put a bit of green and lock it in properly, and you'll see a proper detail, so you won't be seeing all this colour here, So that's it, guys. That's a little bit of the secret background here, You'll always see a little bit when you don't check it from behind. Today is the first day I'm doing this. When I'm showing you, I can see half my mistakes in there. So yeah. So again, guys, thanks a million. Thanks for all your subscriptions and your positive feedback and a thumbs up. And just while I'm on that, because I keep forgetting to say it at the end of each video anyway, if you're new to the channel, you might consider subscribing if you like the content. And if you're here already subscribed, guys, just try not to forget to give a thumbs up, because I always forget to say it. So yeah, till section 4, and that's coming on Sunday, and that'll be the whole width of what I'm doing locked in one. And then we have section 5 to build yet, which is bringing down the drive from Wayne Manor. Not from the very top. I have a half of that in section 4, but the big long run that'll go in front of it all. And then it's complete and moving into the city on section 6. That'll be video 6. So again, guys, thanks a million, and till section 4 on Sunday coming, Lego Leprechaun out.